Welcome back, Wogglers. Jessica from Woggle Consulting here. Today we're going to do a deep dive into the profile settings in your Zoho CRM. So the first thing that you're going to do to navigate to profiles is hit that setup gear in the top right corner. Under security control, click profiles. And then we have all of our different profiles. So today we're going to deep dive into the sales team profile that I created in a previous video. All right, so up top, you've got your basic permissions, and what I really want to point out here is you have this drop down and you can allow different users that are assigned to this profile to view, create, edit, or delete. Now, one thing that I do want to show you, if you take away their ability to view, they don't have the ability to do anything else. So if you want them to be able to at least see stuff, you'll have to take away the create, edit, and delete, but you have to keep the view if you want them to be able to do anything at all with those types of records. All right, and it's the same thing all the way down the list here. You've got your reports have a few extra options, but basically the same for all of your basic ones. The kind of next step up is the ability to import or export. And so from here, you can allow people the ability to do an import from an Excel file or a CSV into your system. Now, be careful who you give access to, because the CSV files can have bad data in them, and as I always say, bad data in, bad data out. But the good thing about this as well is, depending upon which profile and the type of employee that you're giving these permissions to, you have the ability to give them permission to import into, say, accounts, but not contacts or deals. You can also give them the ability to import tasks, but not calls or meetings. So you have some ability here to kind of really hone in on what you want these particular types of employees to be able to do. The same options are for the export. All right, so emailing permissions. Kind of the same deal. You can give them access to be able to email from within your CRM to different modules. Mass email, basically they can, in a list view, select multiple contacts that they want to send an email and send one email in one big go. You can give them the ability to do that or not. Delete, same thing. All right, so your tool permissions. Now, these kind of talk about, it's mostly being able to kind of mass update or mass delete. Works the same way as your other profile permissions. You can allow them to do that in some record types and not in others. The ability to change owner or mass change ownership. Either to convert, so quotes or sale orders, or leads, that sort of thing. This is all kind of like, once you get into it, you're like, oh, this is the same, just different options. Print view. Sheet view is interesting because sheet view allows you to, in any one module, look at 100 records at a time in what looks like a CSV file or an Excel file, and then you can make updates and push that back to the CRM. That's another opportunity for bad data in, bad data out, so just be careful who you give those permissions to. Find and merging duplicates, managing views, giving tasks, allowing support access, which allows you to give specifically a Zoho representative, access to your system in case there's any bugs that you're having or experiencing. And then you get into the kind of admin level permissions. That's where they can add or deactivate users, manage compliance settings, module customization, those kind of like extra bit things. The email templates, whether or not they can create email templates or not, and for what. And then you have your automations, whether they can create workflow rules, whether they can create cadences. We'll go into all this stuff later in a different video, but this is just about setting those permissions here. Creating and testing web forms. Data administration is something you really want to be careful with. I would recommend, especially if you're new to Zoho CRM, not giving data administration to anyone other than administrators. All right, and then after that, it's kind of more of the same, just with slightly different things there. So one thing that you might want to give access to is the ability to sync Google Contacts and Calendars. A lot of people like that one. And then the developer permissions, again, just be careful when you use that. For your standard employees, I would just go ahead and turn all the developer permissions off for that one. All right, well, I hope that was helpful to you, and I hope you have fun setting up your profiles. Woggle woggle.